Hey guys, I am here today with my May wrap-up. I only read 7 books this month. I would have liked to have read more, but I really don't have an excuse as to why I didn't read more. I just didn't. The first book that I read, I actually read this at the end of April. I finished it, so I don't think this really counts as May, but I'm going to throw it in here anyways. And that is The Between by Carrie Schaefer. I won this as a Goodreads giveaway quite some time ago, and I just got around to reading it in April because of school and whatever else. I had a really hard time getting into this book. Really hard. It was really confusing at the beginning. I didn't really know at all what was happening. I guess I'll just say a little bit about this book. This book is about a girl, not a girl, she's actually a woman, who has these oracles. She was given these oracles when she was younger, and when her grandfather dies, he puts them in her custody, and she finds out that she can float in between fantasy world and in between the real world, and it has to do with some dragons. It didn't have as much to do with dragons as I would have wished, because there's a little dragon on the cover. It was kind of a small part of the book, but I ended up enjoying it at the end. I don't know if I'll continue with the series or not. We'll have to see when they come out, but yep. That's it. The really cool thing is, though, she had a pet penguin, and I've never read a book that has a pet penguin, so I thought that was pretty awesome. The second book I read in May was Requiem by Lauren Oliver. This is the final book in the Delirium series, and I hated this. I absolutely hated this book. I started it during finals, too, so that was not a smart idea for me, so I kind of had a hard time getting in the beginning, but the ending was awful, and it just did not explain anything, and I think she was leaving it open for the TV series that she was planning on doing. I don't know if that's true or not, but the ending was awful, and now there's not even going to be a TV series, or at least right now, because it hasn't been picked up, and it just did not leave me satisfied, and I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I think I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, which might even have been a little bit more lenient than I should have been. The next book I read is If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. I did a review on this one, so you guys can go check that out if you are interested. Yeah, it's not usually this ugly. This is an advanced reader's copy. That is why the cover is so ugly. But it came out in April sometime, so yeah, you guys should check this out. I really, really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And if you want to read more about it, just go to my review right here, and you can learn more about this book. The next book I read in May was The Partials by Dan Wells. I had gotten this book a year ago, and it's bad. I just could not find myself to pick it up, and I finally picked it up, and I really, really enjoyed it because this is actually a sci-fi set book that has to do with science fiction. There is science in it, and it revolves around science, so if you like sci-fi books, and you're actually looking for a book that has to do with science, I recommend this one. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It just kind of was slow in some parts for me, but I really enjoyed it. This book is about the end of the world, kind of like an apocalypse, where these alien things, partials, take over the world. They're in human form, and they take over the world, and there's less human surviving area, and they're trying to find a cure. There's not been a baby that has been born in years, so the youngest person in this human surviving land is, I think, 14, 15, something like that, and so they have not had a baby since then, and they're trying to find a cure so that they can start reproducing again. Next book that I have is Light by Michael Grant. This is the final book in the Gone series. I absolutely love this. This was the perfect concluding book. I mean, I think I went through every emotion when I was reading this. It was absolutely fantastic, and the ending of it was perfect. He went through and explained every single character and how each of them were going about their lives after the phase, and it was just fantastic. He didn't leave anyone out, and he didn't leave you guessing for anyone. I think I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. This was definitely my favorite out of the whole series. It took me a while to get into this book at first because I had read the other 5 books last summer, so I had to kind of try to refresh my memory and remember all the characters and all that stuff. But if you haven't read this series, just read it for this final book, because this final book is perfection, at least in my opinion. I probably shouldn't say it's perfection, but I really, really enjoyed it. Next book I read in May is Crash by Lisa McMahon. The only complaints I really had about this book was it was more of a contemporary book than a psychological thriller. She more was focused on her angst. It was like an angsty teenager kind of thing. It was forbidden love, like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, and she was really creepily obsessive with the boy, but I really enjoyed it. I really was looking forward to the concept, and I was kind of disappointed that it just wasn't really about that, about the plot. I don't know, I don't want to go too much into this, you'll just have to read it, but I really enjoyed it at the end. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this book. I'm not quite sure. But the next one comes out in July, I believe. Or maybe it's August. It comes out sometime soon. And I'll probably finish the series because they all look really pretty next to each other. And this is just a really pretty book cover. The final book I read in May was Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. And this book was absolute perfection. There was nothing wrong with this book. If you're looking for a good contemporary book, this is it. I absolutely loved it. I'm going to do a review on this soon, so you can check that out here when it finally happens, or when I finally upload it. But I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, and if you have not read it, go read it, because it was absolutely perfect. I won't be doing a to be read for June, because everything that was in my May book haul that I didn't read will be my to be read for this month. The only book that I might throw in my to be read is the second Game of Thrones book. I've been waiting for my dad to finish reading it. I got him the books for his birthday, and I've just been taking them after he finishes them, and he takes forever to read them. Yeah, he's so slow. And he finally just finished the second one, so I'll probably read that, because I've been watching the TV show before reading the books, and if you just watched last episode, it was the worst thing in the world. I've already had the whole series pretty much ruined for me, because that is one of the joys of Tumblr. But I'm still excited to read it, and I just can't wait anymore to read the second one, and then I'll probably go right into the third one after that. So these books are probably just going to keep getting pushed aside. But for the most part, my book haul books are all going to be my to be reads for April. And so that is all I have. And I will be posting a review on Hopeless in the next couple of days. And yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Bye.